Welcome on to another edition of Run with Coach Parry. I'm Brad Brown. We've got Lindsay Parry with us once again. Lindsay, how's it going?
Always good, Brad. Always good.
I'm glad to hear that. This time of the year, Lindsay, there's lots of trail running happening. A lot of people, particularly after Comrades, like hitting the trails. And the question in today is about trail running and how if it does improve your road running. Are there benefits of running trail if you are a traditional road runner? And if so, if you're a trail newbie, what are some of the things you need to be careful of so you don't do damage to yourself and so that you're out for a long time from an injury perspective?
Yeah, so look, I always maintain that trail running can make you really strong. And obviously, strength is something that helps us kind of the longer the road gets, if you like. So for endurance running, absolutely, trail running makes a big difference. There's not too much that you have to worry about running trail running. Obviously, you do need to be aware that you're on varied terrain and it can sometimes change quite suddenly. So there is always the risk of an acute injury, twisting an ankle or so on. But typically, if you're doing this for fun and for training, you don't tend to take the kind of risks that put you in real danger of that. So looking, some caution is required. Depending on the kind of terrain you're running at or on, and where you're running, I would look at getting a pair of trail shoes. Just the grip and the traction is slightly better on those shoes, particularly if you're doing a lot of, or runs that'll have a lot of tree roots and mud and like shelves of rock. Then I would look at getting yourself a comfortable pair of trail shoes. And these days, often the shoe that we enjoy running in has a cousin, which is a trail shoe. And it just has slightly different materials. They wear a bit more comfortably if you get wet. And as I said, the traction there is a whole lot better. And they've got slightly different cushioning because the surface of trail running is quite a lot softer for the most part. And that kind of brings me to the part where I guess I'll wrap the question up, which is to say that in many ways, running trails is quite good for your legs because although sometimes the terrain can be quite up and down, and the downs in particular can be quite a hard load on your muscles, for the most part, it tends to be a lower load, and you tend to be able to do quite a bit more volume without risking the same or similar overuse injuries that you do when training on the road.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up the overuse injuries, Lindsay, because I've had a couple of people I know come out from overseas to run Comrades, and they train exclusively on trail, and the thing that they struggled with was that repetitive movement of being on the road, that the same sort of running step where your impact is almost exactly the same every time. And for a lot of running injuries, that's what causes them, is there's no variety in your running stride. It's just the same, and as you say, it's overuse, and trail definitely helps with that.
Yes. So, I mean, the trail helps on two fronts there. It's when you're running on dirt in particular, it's a lot softer than running on tar. And then very seldom are two footfalls the same. Well, certainly as you move from one terrain to another, those footfalls will change, and there's a different kind of proprioceptional balance that is required. And that's exactly the variety that you are talking about. Whereas on the road, your foot lands in the same way, the pressure is felt in the same place, you push off in the same way from the same place, and those things can then increase the risk of repetitive strain injuries.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, we've got some amazing places and amazing trails here in South Africa. If you haven't done any trail races, I'd highly suggest it. And particularly the multi-day stage races. There are some incredible ones here. I've been lucky enough to do a few. And once the bug bites, there's definitely no going back. Don't forget as well, if you'd like to grab yourself a training program, we've got a whole bunch of them on the website. All you need to do is head over to coachparry.com/training. You can pick one up there now. That's coachparry.com/training. Until next time, from the two of us, it's cheers.